I want to talk about why single leg work in your training can support your life, not just your performance or not just for the booty gains for your glutes, but your ability to move through your training and through the world with more confidence, adaptability, and ease. When you really look at how we move as humans day to day, not just in training, it is rarely symmetrical and almost never confined to a single plane. Walking, climbing the stairs, putting on a sock while standing, stepping sideways to let someone pass, pivoting, rotating, or catching yourself like when you trip over. These are not movements that are built on perfect bilateral alignment. They are responsive, sometimes chaotic. They are layered and often happening one leg or one side at a time. And yet, most of our training is still dominated by the sagittal plane, front to back or up and down, squats, deadlifts, presses, rows with two arms. These are beautiful and useful movements, but limited if they are the only vocabulary we teach our bodies to speak. Single leg work expands that vocabulary. It invites in the frontal and transverse planes, side to side and rotational movement. And it asks your system to stabilize through shifts in weight, through asymmetry, through kind of murky middle ground where like one hip is doing something slightly different to the other. It pulls in the lateral glute, deep stabilizers, the rotational control around femur and pelvis. It recruits through the foot and ankle in ways that static bilateral work will rarely touch. It teaches how to absorb force differently on each side, how to create tension without just gripping, and how to find balance not by standing still, but by adapting as you go. From a biomechanical and physiological lens, this stuff matters. Muscle fibers fire based on motor unit recruitment and load, but also based on position and novelty, proprioceptive balance demand. When you ask your body to stabilize on one leg with the ground shifting under you or with your center of mass moving in an unfamiliar direction, you stimulate neural pathways that bilateral lifts don't reach. You build not just strength, but awareness. You train not just muscles, but systems, nervous, vestibular, fascial, to coordinate and communicate in real time. So single leg work is not about making your training functional in a trendy way. It is about making it complete. Strength is not just about force production. It is about control, variability, our adaptability to respond to unpredictable input without injury or overload. And single leg training, especially when it's done with intention across multiple planes, is one of the most efficient ways to build that capacity. If you've ever felt like maybe your glutes aren't firing, or maybe a physio has ever told you that they are not broken, maybe it's that they have been asked to do the same thing in the same direction for too long. And maybe adding in lateral steps, step downs, single leg hinges, rotational lunges, maybe inviting your body to explore more of the movement map is less about fixing a dysfunction and more about remembering what it already knows how to do.